So what should you do when your team quits? Let's talk about that today. What's up, guys? Matthew Harris here with wealthofmatthew.com, the creator of FE Prospecting Power 2.0, and I wanted to talk with you really briefly about a really important topic. Something that if you haven't gone through yet in your network marketing career, I guarantee you will go through this. And it's something that I don't see a lot of people really mentoring, coaching on, or training on in terms of how to deal with this kind of situation. The situation is this: you wake up one day and people have quit. Your team quit. Maybe a person in your group that you really thought was there with you, was locking arms with you, was running all the way to the top of the mountain with you, and you look back and they're no longer there. You call them up one day, they don't return your phone calls, or you do talk to them and found that they've gone to another opportunity, and maybe they've taken team with them. All right, it's a very, very interesting dynamic, and I use the word interesting purposefully, but it's a very interesting situation in network marketing. It's gonna happen to you if it hasn't already. It's happened to me plenty of times, and it's not a fun experience. But how do you deal with it? Now, the first time I dealt with my team, or a team that I'd been building, spending time investing in, putting money into, quitting the business, giving up and going to another company, or just leaving the business in general, was really immature. I was pissed off. I was absolutely upset about the situation. And I put a lot of energy into that emotion of being upset. And I realized something: that actual focus of mine, of taking my eye off the ball and focusing on politics and not being mature enough to say, hey, you know what? Some people find different paths in life, and just because someone takes a different path than me does not mean that they're lost, all right? And so I didn't take that approach the first time around when this happened to me. Woke up one day and there were a bunch of zeros in my genealogy where there used to be thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of volume. And of course it impacted my check. Of course it impacted my emotions for the day. It was something I didn't expect to happen. But I learned from that situation, because what ended up happening was I started putting more energy into trying to fight the fires instead of trying to figure out who's staying and who's leaving, and just trying to play the politics of the situation. Trying to get caught up in ego and spending a lot of time just talking to people and negative people. Leaders or different people that just going through that situation together, and it was just a bad thing that ended up spiraling all of our businesses. Whereas if we had taken this approach and saying, you know what, stuff happens. This is a volunteer army. People, they signed up in our business, they signed up to join this team, this company, but they signed up for themselves. They didn't sign up for us specifically, right? So that would have been the more a prudent approach. And I wish I'd taken that approach the first time around, but I learned from that experience. I learned that when you start to focus on politics instead of production, your check typically follows that. If you're in a company right now and you're seeing people leave, or you're seeing some leaders no longer show up to events and things like that, it doesn't mean that you need to question the opportunity. That's what most people did, and that's what I did at the very beginning when this first happened to me. I'm starting to think, oh wow, something's not right. Something must be wrong with this opportunity. Let me go and look at what other people are looking at. Instead of being a real leader and saying, you know what, I'm not going to wait for people to lead me in order for me to go into my destiny. I'm going to set my own path, and whether people come with me or not, it's up to them. That kind of posture is what a true leader has to have, especially when you go through those kinds of situations. So if you have a situation where you maybe had one person quit and you're thinking, oh, the business doesn't work, I've got news for you. Wait till you've had thousands quit. And you know what? I've talked to multimillionaire after multimillionaire after multimillionaire after multimillionaire. They have all gone through that. They've all seen thousands and thousands of people leave their business. It's a volunteer army, and if you think that you take it personally when someone leaves, that can actually have more of a negative impact on what you do with the business than the actual fact of them leaving. It's all in here, guys. All in here. Michael Jordan said when he was playing basketball, 80% of it when he first started off playing was actually learning the fundamentals of the game, figuring out how to pass, how to dribble, the plays to run, how to shoot, how to score, how to defend, all that stuff. The fundamentals of the business. 20% was mental. Here's what's interesting about network marketing. A lot of people get into the business, and it's the same thing that's true for all of us. 80% of it is really the fundamentals of learning what to do, how to do it. 20% is really the mentality of a leader. But what happens when you become a leader is so many of us start to switch. We take our eyes off of the fundamentals and we just start to read books and just try to get all psyched up and motivated, and we don't actually do what really matters. If you want to really master this business, you have to master the fundamentals and the psychology. Don't just think about the mindset only. So my advice to you, if you're going through this kind of situation, is look to grow through that. Recognize that you are going to make it to the top with or without your people. Have that mentality, yes, but go back to the basics that help get you to where it is that you've gotten. You may be thinking, oh man, but I've already run through my warm market. Oh man, how am I going to do this? That's where professional switches over. So Michael Jordan, back to the story about him. 80% was the fundamentals, 20% was the mindset of a champion when he first started playing. By the end of his career, things had switched around. Now it's 80% mental, 20% fundamentals. And if you're a leader, you should have already figured out the fundamentals of the business. You should already know how to prospect, how to find people, what to say to them, where to go to get them. It becomes a mental thing now when you've seen thousands of people leave or hundreds of people leave or a couple people leave, and you're starting to question whether you can make it without them. That's where you, my friend, have to dig deep and recognize if they're coming or they're not coming, I'm still going to make it. With or without you, I'm going to make it to the top. And you'll find that every single great success story in this industry went through this kind of experience where they saw people lose sight of the vision, looked to other things, looked at the grass being greener potentially on the other side of the fence, and they got distracted, even for a quick moment. But you know what? The real champions who really break through, they take back their focus and they take control of it, and they don't let other people dictate to them what they need to focus on. So if you're seeing people leave your team, if you had this experience happen, guess what you need to do? Get back on the phone, recruit, forget the politics, focus on production, go out there and build your dynasty. And you know what? Love those people who left. Love them when they came in the door. Love them when they go out the door. And you'll find that they'll look at you as an extreme example of focus, of leadership, and of success. And when the time is right, they just might join you again, as they have in my life. I've seen many people actually come back and want to be part of the team again because of keeping the relationship in place. But you know what? The respect was there because they saw that I was still willing to go out there and do it even without them. Friends, you have to be willing to do it without your team in order for you to really build a dynasty. So anyway, from beautiful Miami Beach, Florida, this is Matthew Harris. Hopefully that video blessed you. Hopefully something that you can find some value in. And if you're going through some hard times in your business, going through some struggles, dig deep. Realize that now is a time when champions are made. And that's, my friend, is an exciting opportunity for you. I'll see you soon in the next video. If you like this video, share it, comment, like it, whatever you got to do to let the world know about this message. And I'll talk to you soon. And until then, my challenge to you as always is that you dream, then find a way. God bless, guys.